I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And
Pony.
Pony's here.
Pony of the Village. Pony was really the one that gave me one of my favorite songs of all time, which is Ghost Love Score by Nightwish.
Yeah, he listens to it all the time still. It was just yesterday you were listening to it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest songs of all time.
Literally,
one of the best live
every time we go in the car, almost every time he's in the shower, it's playing. He listens to it every week.
It's one of the greatest songs of all time. Period.
Yeah. Well,
Period.
I mean, there are better ones by Nightwish, but
I doubt it. We shall see.
We
shall see.
I don't know. You haven't heard. They have 20 years of discography that you have yet to delve into.
Woo.
So.
Let me turn this up because she's too low. Okay, so if you would like, dear audience, to know how you can jump in on a review with Vincent and Sori, just email us at vinandsori@gmail.com and we'll hit you up with the details.
Yes, we shall.
For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori. We're currently tracing the Epstein phenomena, but forget about that. We are going to do, what song are we doing, Pony Benoni?
Ghost River.
Ghost River. Okay, so we've got Ghost Love Score, and then we've got Ghost River, and this is from the. Is this the soundtrack to the movie, right?
Yes, it's part of the. It's actually the album Imagineerum was initially supposed to just have just every song was supposed to have a music video, and then they were like, "We're just gonna make a movie," and then. So it also has a score. The film has a score as well. And originally this was done with Annette, the middle singer, who has a name, Vincenzo. But I selected the Floor Live version because why not?
Okay, well, sounds good. Okay, and we are ready to start. Ready? Go.
So long, go down the river.
Jeez, they put on such a good show.
Yeah, they do.
They really, really do.
Well, it's just Floor is so freaking powerful. Bro.
Yeah, she is. And you know what? I like how she combines like metal and sensuality on the stage. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, Sori would do that.
I would. I don't. You're so right. I would.
Good thing you're not a rock star. Unhand me.
You're so funny.
Me
Somebody said in the comment section, they're like, why won't this man let his woman touch him?
What?
Unhand me in one of the videos.
Unhand me. Okay, so this is part of a story, right? Because it's a soundtrack. So,
oh,
yeah, you gotta unplug that, baby. Okay, so is it the kid was conceived in rape and then somebody's trying to kill him?
No.
Drown him in the river? Is that what's going on? Because it says right there, "Hey, you child of rape, the river better waits."
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
why were you laughing? You're like, ha ha ha, silly Negro.
Yeah, I will tell you why I'm laughing is because all the time when we do reviews, you always have your super smart analysis of the song, and then I'll like throw something out. You'll be like, I don't think so.
So
And
you're
so
upset. You're upset that I would dare to disagree
It
with
was funny that you had an idea and Moni was
you.
like,
You can always
no.
tell when somebody has girl privilege. How dare you disagree? How dare you disagree with me? Every man
I mean,
agreed with everything I said.
you know, actually.
Okay, so what is that about? Child of Rape, the Riverbed of Rates.
Honestly, I'm a little confused about that myself because in context of the movie, it doesn't really fit, in my opinion.
Okay, then
you might be right.
That means Vincent is correct, y'all.
But there's a lot going on in that film, so I mean, I could actually have perceived it the wrong way myself. That's kind of why I was like, you guys should really watch that movie, but don't get smug yet, because Song of Myself was not about Sadia. It was from this film. So,
yeah, but I mean, you can write about Tadia and just, incarnate her in the character of your story.
Yeah, but he's married.
I'm in the middle of writing this story, and there's a Sori character, but she's not named Sori.
Well,
But
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like maybe that didn't come through in the film a bit because, like I said, they were going to do a music video for every song, and then it turned into a film. So, I don't really want to give too much away. I sent Sori the trailer to the film.
Yeah, we played it this morning.
You sent me the trailer to the film as well.
Yep. And I also sent her the suicide scene because I wasn't sure. I wanted you guys to decide for yourselves whether or not, you thought it would be something your kids could watch. Because she asked me, would that be something the kids could watch? And personally, I fast-forwarded it through that scene so Gia doesn't see it. But the actual film itself, she's watched with me multiple times. And so, I mean, that's really the only part of the film that I was concerned about, but yeah.
So this song was actually on the heavier side. All the Nightwish songs I've heard kind of just feature Floor's voice, which I would do. I would feature. I would make the feature your voice instead of my. They
actually go even heavier than that. So
really,
yeah. So this was the heavier side of them.
It was.
At one point, we called her windmilling.
Yes, I know. I was like, no, look.
When I saw them live, I'm not even shitting you. She windmilled for like at least a minute and a half.
Whoa.
I was filming when she was doing it, but I was taking burst shots. And like, it was just on and on and on. It was during, I think, Gethsemane, and she was just like going at it. And I was like, holy shit, how is she not this? She's going to blow the drum kit away.
normally I don't notice like the drummer and what the drummer's doing, but there was one part where there was like a pause in the drum work, and then he was like spinning his, what do they call those?
Sticks?
Drumsticks?
That's it? They're just a yes. We will take that out.
No, they're actually technically called leopleurodons.
Are they really?
No! Just continue.
No, we went to the escape room and you could, what's that thing, that counter?
Atticus?
Yeah. I'm like, not everybody knows what that's called. Anyway, so like spinning his drumsticks. How boring. And then he started drumming, and I was like, I love it when different members of the band.
Which?
In this.
Yeah.
Like different members of the band like get into it. Like obviously, if you were watching the entire stage, Floor is going to take your attention because of her presentation, everything that she's got going on for her. But this guy was like, he's doing his drums and he's still putting on a presentation of his own. So I like that. Like everybody's doing their thing, and it really makes for like a great live show.
I agree. Considering I've seen them live, I can say though, your eye kind of does go around because they're very interactive with the audience. And Enzo, the guitarist, he actually is a known shit starter, so he'll actually go around and screw with everybody else on stage, and it's hysterical.
Oh, okay.
So you don't really get that. In live videos, like produced live videos, really, because they kind of tend to focus more on just, I guess, the singer.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really see like the stage dynamic of everybody in those videos. Cool. So it's a lot different to actually to experience a Nightwish show. I've seen Opeth, I've seen Cradle of Filth, I've seen Dimmu Borgir like years and years ago. And a few other bands here and there. I went to Ozfest with my mother with her Oxygen, so like that is hands down, and I'm not being biased, that is hands down the best show I've ever been to. And
Nightwish?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can 100% I can see that for sure.
Yeah, and I think even Marco might have had like a stomach virus or something, and he still was up there jamming it.
Oh, man.
So, I just, he sat down a couple times, but otherwise he was just all over the stage and having fun. So, it's totally different than watching a live video of them, for sure.
I can see that. So
I actually caught a video of Marco making a face at me for taking a picture.
That's cool.
Like a funny face, or was he like, what are you doing?
He went like this at me. I have it, I'll have to send you the video. It's actually pretty funny. It might be on my Instagram, but it's a lot of fun to see them live, and a lot different than videos.
So this song,
okay, I want to hear both your interpretations of these lyrics.
Well, my interpretation, look, it's about this river, and it says, "Hey, you child of rape, the river better awaits. Snow white, pitch black, your life such strife. Heavenward, deep down, I'll show you such sights. Believe it, we live as we dream, scream." So it's like he's gonna send him into the afterlife, basically, because it says heavenward, which is where you go when you die, and it says deep down, as in deep down into the river. It's called Ghost River, for the love of God. So somebody died in
the whole movie's about death. So I mean, yeah.
He will down, he will drown. Well, yeah.
The river wild will take your only child.
Oh.
So this, to me, like I said, I don't have the context for the movie, but it seems to me that there's someone or a group of people that have determined that since this child was conceived in rape, that he doesn't deserve to live.
Wow.
And they're going to take him from his mother and drown him because, he doesn't deserve to live, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that could also be from the main character's perception too. He could probably feel that way about himself, because in the film he was placed in like a home because his dad shot himself, and and in his old age he's in this coma, and he's kind of like reverted back to his childhood, and it's pretty intense, really, if you think about it, because I don't really know if maybe he was feeling that way about himself or maybe his father.
So was the main character conceived that way?
Not to my knowledge. I don't recall having ever heard that. Because, you know, he had a mother who passed away, and he became a musician like later in life. And his dad was very like overcome with emotion about the death of his wife. So that's why he shot himself.
Wow.
And yeah, and I guess there's something there that I might be missing. But I've done like a lot of watching of that movie because, you know, it's good.
For the life to some degree for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's hard. The first time I ever watched it, actually, I didn't talk to anybody for almost a week after I'd seen it, and
Wow.
I had decided. What happened was my mother had ordered it for me for like my birthday, and it pretty much just sat on her table, and I didn't touch it. And after she passed away, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it, right? And I was really drunk, and so I put it in, and it was just way too familiar for me because my dad passed away when he was in a coma. And, you know, I'd seen my friends commit suicide before, so it was hard for me to watch. I'm not sure that my sister felt quite the same, but, you know, that's actually her favorite album and movie, so, you know, I think it affected us differently, the film did, because she's a little more cut off from her emotions than I am. And, you know, she actually tried to kill herself with ODing on Xanax bars. So I was going a different route with a gun in my hand. So, I mean, it was just one of those things that, knowing I've had family history with suicide as well, and it kind of tends to run in our family, depression and anxiety and stuff like that on my mom's side. It was way close to home for me.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're both still here.
I'm trying. I don't feel the same way I used to, though. I will admit that, you know, I still have those moments where I'm like, fuck. But for the most part, you know, I'm content. I'm happy. I'm glad that I'm alive, and I'm glad I didn't kill myself. And I think that my mom came to me the night that I was going to kill myself, which is a little bit of the reason why I chose this song, because I happened to be listening to it when I guess I fell asleep. I really don't know. Some people could argue that I dreamt this, but that doesn't explain how the bullets were then taken out of my gun and put back into the gun safe, which is what I dreamt when my mother kicked me. So
Wow.
it was, yeah, it's a little bit.
Goosebumps.
Pardon?
That just gave me goosebumps.
I don't mean to like be a little graphic or anything, but you know, it's I had gone through like a whole thing. I had done some research on forensics and how blood spatter happens, and I remembered things from when my friend had shot himself in the head, and I was trying my best to make it clean so that my sister wouldn't walk in and find me that way. And sorry. I have my dad's revolver, one bullet, because, you know, point blank, I'm gonna right through my head, and she showed up in the hallway and called me into her room. And I went in and I was like, what's up? You know, are you okay? And she didn't have her oxygen on. I was like, Ma, you need your oxygen. She's like, no, I'm fine. I just want to tell you goodbye. And then she's like, give me that. What are you doing with your dad's gun? So, you know, we need to put that back. And she went over and put it into the safe. And the bullets were gone. I don't know where the bullets went, but I do know the gun was back in the safe. So I was also drunk. So I mean, you know, it's one of those things.
Wow.
Well, I definitely believe that God protect you for sure. But you know, it's interesting hearing you talk that line, what is it you dream of, child of, and of course my computer dies on me. There's a line that says, what is it you dream of, child of mine? And then she says,
and then she talks about the Mermaid Cove and the different, like,
well, the line here, never met a kinder heart than yours, let it bleed. That is such
leave a footprint on every island you see.
Yeah, that is.
Because what happens is when you have a, you know, the term bleeding heart is usually used as sort of like an insult. Oh, you're a bleeding heart, da da da. And it's usually meant to refer to people who are empaths, people who feel the pain of other people and who wear their heart on their sleeve. And a lot of times people are told to cover that up or to not be like that because and a lot of people tell people that. Sometimes they have bad intentions, but sometimes they have good intentions because they know how fucked up the world is. And people like that, you know, if they don't have a good support system, it'll kill them. But you know, Dorian's like that. He's
I was literally just thinking
extremely sensitive kid. Extremely sensitive kid. Cries at the drop of a hat at other people's suffering. And so I tell him all the time, I'm like, Dorian, there's gonna be people that are that'll try to tell you it's not manly and that you're soft or whatever. And I'm like, this is your greatest strength. Your ability to empathize with other people and feel other people's pain is your greatest strength. So, you know, let it bleed. Leave a footprint on every island you see. Like, leave your mark. Like your bleeding heart. You know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like, in my mind, like the footprint has blood in it because he's bleeding. You know? And it's like people like that are. It's very dangerous to be that type of a person because of the cost to your soul. But at the same time, a lot of times those people give people hope for one more day. You know what I mean? So I love that line because it's like, you know, I thought about Dorian and how, you know, how he is and I know, you know, I love him and I'm proud of him, but at the same time, like I'm very sad because I know that once he goes out into the world, his heart is going to break a million times over because of the things that he's going to see. And on top of that, he's going to be misunderstood and marginalized a lot, you know, but that's kind of like his gift and his curse, you know? So it's one of those things where I'm glad that whoever wrote this, I'm assuming it was Tomas who wrote this, that because he's kind of like a very artistic and sensitive dude. He's come to the
there's a really interesting documentary about him that I could link you sometime. He's a big Disney fan. He very soft-hearted dude, very soft-spoken. Like when I met him, I was surprised at how quiet he was. It almost seemed like he was afraid to meet us. And he's very empathic himself, I think, and feels things very, very deeply. And I think I resonate with this song because I am similar in that way. I'm kind of like, you know, I was dreaming. I was a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer. You know, it's just one of those things. And so I feel that same way. But he even wrote like an album about Scrooge McDuck. So,
about what?
Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, it's called The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck.
Wasn't he that rich duck?
Yeah. He used to dive in his money and swim in his money and all that. DuckTales.
Yep.
Scrooge was my G, man. Everybody was always against him. I'm like, man, if I had all that money,
I would dive as well. You would not.
There's a lot of Disney themes in his older music as well as like Lord of the Rings references to books, the Bible. You know,
it's one of the worst things in the world is to lose your childlikeness, and it's cool that he didn't lose his. You know?
Yep.
And of
Yep.
course, being a rock star kind of affords you that luxury of always being childlike. But
Mhm.
you know, everybody, that Chesterton book, you should read it. Orthodoxy is really interesting because he basically ends it talking about Jesus being extremely old and extremely young simultaneously. You know, and you know, having that like inner happiness. But really, really good song, and it was heavier than I would expect for Nightwish to be. Like I said before.
Yeah.
What do you give the song, Pony, Pony, Pony?
Honestly, this one is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna go with like a 9 or 10 on that one.
What about you?
I'm a 9.
This is a 9.2 for Vincent. I really liked the heaviness. I actually would have liked more floor in this.
A little bit more of the high.
Well. I mean,
I love when her and Umpu kind of like do like a little dance together. I thought that was when they did that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like I said, it's heavy and all that, but to me, like, she's clearly the highest talent in the band, and you gotta center stage her. But at the same time, it's like I don't listen to a lot of Nightwish. So when I do listen to Nightwish, I want to hear Floor featured. Whereas to them, they're like probably like, this is a 58th song we've done. Like, let's do something different.
Right.
You know, it's easy to center Floor. Let's do something different. But you know, for me, I wanted more Floor. So there you are, dear listener.
One thing I do love about them is how humble they still remain, even after all of the success they have. You know, some of the kindest people probably you'll ever meet, and
that's cool.
He always says, "Don't put me on a pedestal." You know, he doesn't like. He really gets uncomfortable when people like fangirl, which I get, but you know, he's like, I'm just putting out music. Like, don't worship me. You know, I'm not God. Don't do that. So
that's pretty awesome.
And he lives in a cabin in the woods. I mean, the man loves the garden. He said they took a sabbatical some time ago, recently before the Decade tour that I went on, and he was talking to an interviewer, and the interviewer was like, "What are you looking forward to? Are you going to make more music?" And he's like, "I just want to garden. Just thinking about it gives me the goosebumps." And I just thought it was like the cutest thing ever. And it's just, they're such sweet people, you know, and that's pretty much what keeps me a Nightwish fan, I guess. That, and you never really know what to expect with the music, but you always kind of have that Nightwish magic there. So, like, you could listen to this song and then turn right around and listen to a song off the same album that's completely different, but you still have like that underlying, like, you know, it's Nightwish. So it's just one of those things. Awesome
Right.
song, awesome
thanks
band.
for coming on with us, Pony.
Awesome villager.
Enjoyed it.
Pony in the house. I kept it PG.
I'm gonna have to do one with Jake. I'll have to get you guys to do one with him.
Off camera, we swore in front of Gia, so I said motherfucking house.
Yeah, you can't do that again.
She told you stay freaking.
Stay freaking. I was like, Vinabad.
Now Vin is sad.
All right, you beautiful people. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Oh yeah.
Gone.